Hi everyone, Chef Casey here at the Olive Mill here at Seca Hills. We're going to do another recipe from our recipes from a Patwin kitchen. We're going to be showcasing some local king salmon. We're going to pair that salmon with a little bit of a different berry. It's an elderberry. Now elderberry isn't as fluid, isn't out there as prominent. You might see it in jams or a syrup or maybe dried, used as a tea. But elderberry was a substantial berry when it came to this region. So it really sustained local tribes in this area when they were eating, cooking for nourishment. I'm gonna make a little elderberry relish to go on top of the salmon. I'm also gonna do a warm potato salad. Now with salmon wasn't prevalent in the Cape Valley in this region, but it would come down through the coast. It would come down through trade. So it would come down from the coast and they would bring it in, they would trade it for quail or game or venison or any type of medicine, or even elderberry was a big trading market. So first, a little bit of oil from I'm gonna use a little bit of arbequina. Arbequina is my go-to oil. I use it in everything. It stands up to cooking, frying, baking. Hands down, one of the best oils I've come across. So let's start with a little bit of shallot. We're gonna do a little bit of leek. Get some aromatics going first. So you throw your leek in there, kind of get that sauteing. A little bit of shallot. Now this potato salad is not, when you hear potato salad, you're thinking, oh, it's going to be mayonnaise based. It's going to be a big, heavy kind of salad. This kind of potato salad is going to be very light. The only fat I'm going to use is olive oil, and that's it to coat it. Lots of aromatics, lots of herbs. So we're going to do a little roasted garlic. Do a little bit of regular onion. I think I'll throw a little bit of thyme in there. So you want to kind of create the base for the dish. Now the salmon is going to cook very quick. So you kind of want to get your base ready. Now this salmon can be done in multiple ways. Traditionally, it's usually skewered on a stick and over an open fire, campfire style. Or you could put it in the oven. You could put it underneath the ground, wrapped in some sort of leaf. Cooked on top of a hot rock. So you just kind of wilt your onion. Kind of get it nice and translucent. While that's going, you can cut your potatoes. For this dish, I'm going to cut my potatoes right down the middle in circles. I'll do a little bit of lemon, salt and pepper, do a little more salt, do a little pepper. So once those are going, let's put a little dill in there. Then we'll start to break down our mushroom. When you add your mushroom, make sure to put more oil because that mushroom is going to absorb everything that's in the pan. And I'm not looking for a full saute on these mushrooms. I just kind of want to get them warmed. And while that's warming, I'm going to take some of my miner's lettuce, my spinach, and do a nice rough chop. Do a little olive oil, a little salt, pepper. The salt will kind of help bring some of that moisture out of the spinach. We can go ahead and add a little more herb. We can do a little parsley. Looks good. You're gonna add this to your lettuce, and that's gonna help soften. It's gonna help soften your spinach. At this point, we could do some lemon. Get a little acid in there. Once you have it stirred up, let that sit. And then the heat from the potato, the heat from the mushroom should help wilt that spinach down. We can move that to the side. So I'm gonna season the salmon once I have it down on the pan. We're gonna do it skin side down. So as it's cooking skin side down, it's gonna cook through the salmon. The heat's gonna come up through it. And while we have it in the pan, let's do a little salt and pepper. And then I'm gonna brush it with a little balsamic on top. And what this balsamic is gonna do is gonna add some sweetness to the salmon, because salmon's very buttery. So you just kind of brush it on while it's cooking. It's kind of the same technique when they smoke salmon. Smoked salmon, they're usually brushing it through. And while that's cooking, you can go back to your lettuce, go back to your salad, give it a stir. See, nice and smoky coming out, so that means they're still retaining heat. A beautiful salad. And so again with the salmon, like I said, was very, very valuable. They used every part of it. It was traded. It's a nice gathering dish. Families would come together, tribes come together. You want to make sure you get that skin nice and crispy. It's cooking evenly through the salmon, but not too fast where the skin's burning on the bottom and you're not getting any cook on top. So I'm gonna do a little more balsamic on top. I'm gonna just keep basting it with the balsamic. And this is our pomegranate balsamic. I swear by this stuff. This is probably one of the best balsamics I've had. We use it in all our baking, all our sauces, meats, cheeses, our charcuterie trays, all our sandwiches up here at the deli. Just checking to see if it's nice and how the skin is on the bottom. Skin's beautiful. We can place that salmon right on top. Let that kind of rest. Let it rest on top of your salad. So now your salad is going to be incorporated some of the runoff juice from the salmon. So you're going to get a little bit of salty. Definitely some sweet coming through with the balsamic. Then let's start with our little sauce to put on top. So again, we're going to do elderberry, a little more olive oil, some of the shallot, we're going to do a little coriander seed. Going to toast this. I'm going to add a little blueberry. Blueberry is in the same family as the elderberry. So if you can't find elderberry, blueberry will work. It'll work perfectly for this application. And I'm going to add my elderberry. These are dried, but I will kind of want to toast them. Throw a little salt. I'm going to skip the pepper. I'm going to do a little red wine vinegar. Let that cook. I'm going to do a little more balsamic vinegar. So that red wine vinegar is going to have a little bit of the acid. It's going to help bring out the sweetness in the berries. And you just kind of want to wait until those elderberries kind of get reconstituted. Now, if all you could find is an elderberry syrup or a jam, that would work too. At that stage, I would do the blueberries how you are now, and then add that elderberry jam to this. And then that red wine vinegar is going to help loosen it up a little bit, break it down, so it'll turn into a beautiful sauce. And we're gonna finish with a little bit of honey. Even more sweet. Yeah. Looks perfect. Let's give it a taste just to see if everything's there. Yeah, it's beautiful. Blueberries popping. You get the salt, the acid from the red wine vinegar, the sweetness from the balsamic. So you could take this like this. What I would like to do, I just kind of spoon it on top of the salmon, let some of that liquid run. So what you have is a pan roasted salmon, nice warm potato salad, elderberry chutney on top. Thank you for tuning in. This is Chef Casey for another recipe from the Patwin Kitchen. Thank you.